Welcome to Get Offset. My name is Emily, and I gotta say, your eyes look especially poppin'. Whatever color they are, they're doing it for you. It's like they can see right into me. And you probably feel like I can see right into you. That's the point, because this is not a black hole situation. This, on the other hand, is a black hole situation. It is the black hole pedal from Eventide's H9 series, based on their very popular black hole reverb. Which, if you have practice pointing. I should practice pointing before I do this. The H9 or their plugins, you might be a little bit familiar with the algorithm of the black hole. So let's go ahead and walk through the controls. So we have the mix that does go full wet. We have gravity. And how do I explain gravity? It kind of controls the direction of the decay. So we have normal decay and we have reverse decay. And I think that's part of the magic of the black hole for sure. Feedback can go to infinite decay. It can also be used with freeze modes. I'm not going to get into that. I don't really do freezes. Size is the size of the reverb. And then we have low and high. These are boosts and cuts, depending on what way you put them. Boost for the high is 2000 hertz, 350 for low. So those are the main controls. And then if you press this little red button, this little button up here, and it goes red, you're into the secondary controls. So delay controls the length of a pre-delay, which I prefer to keep minimal, but it gets quite long. Q controls the curvature, the width of the curve of these low and high. So higher the Qs, the higher the resonance. The higher the Q, smaller, it gets more rounded as you go counterclockwise. Then we have depth and rate of modulation and an overall output level. Cool. This freeze button is how you go between presets, and I think the best way to learn a pedal that has presets is to start with the presets. That being said, you don't always know where the knobs are on those presets, which is why I am so stoked that Eventide sends out these little paper covers so you can see where the knobs are when the preset is active. So let's get into it. This is the black hole preset. We can see the mix is in the middle. Look at the card, not the knobs. Gravity is on the normal side, and feedback is about 9 o'clock. You can see it. I'm not going to read them all. I almost forgot to mention I'm using the Benson Mixwave plugin, which does have stereo, so I'm using that. It is a stereo pedal. All right, let's get into it. So that's really a lot to hear. Again, I think a lot of the magic is in changing the direction of that decay. But there's a lot of other stuff going on. Obviously, you hear the size change. Like you would hear a rate change and a delay when you move that knob. All right, let's move to the second preset. And you hold this freeze button to change between freeze mode and preset mode. Oh, let's actually go over there. All right. So the first thing you might hear is that the pre-delay is on that one. That's what the gray line indicates. And again, that's quite long, so you can get some interesting rhythmic stuff with it. Now I'm going to get into the secondary features. Let's mess with that cue control first. I think that one's really apparent and cool. So I'm going to go ahead and set the cue quite high, and then I'm going to go back, remove the secondary controls, and adjust the low and the high. Just kind of fine tune it. That's a little intense for my taste, so I'm going to turn that back down and set those. Oh, always remember to remove the secondary control before you start messing with other stuff. I just adjusted the rate, and that's fine. The rate on this is already kind of high, as is the depth of the modulation. So let me just go back over, readjust these settings. Now listen for the modulation. It shouldn't be that hard to hear. So you can really hear exactly how long that pre-delay is. Moving on, so that one was called Dark Matter. This one's called Nebula. I think, yes. So you can see the mix is going to be all the way up on this one. It's going to be a kill dry situation. You can really hear how long that pre-delay can get. Obviously, I turned it back after a while, but that was really neat. That's very ethereal, and I like it. Moving on, so this demo isn't an hour long. This one's called Singularity. That's a lovely delay. So we have a kind of a high pre-delay there again. Really listen for how long this is. I think it's like 2000 milliseconds. Lovely. Last but not least, Pulsar. It's another one that's very rhythmic because of how pre-delay is set. And this one has no modulation and very small size, which really adds to that delay type sound. Because of the size is larger, it just blends all together. It's really neat how such small changes in this pedal can change the character of it so completely. It can sound more like a delay. It can sound just like a big washy reverb. Like this first setting really gets a lot done for me. It's got a light modulation, feedback is low, the size is low. It's really lovely sounding. Yeah. Well, there you have it. That is a look at the well, there you have it. That is a look at the Eventide Blackhole. Huge thanks to Eventide and Sweetwater for sponsoring this video. If you're interested in buying this or any of the other Eventide pedals, please consider using the affiliate link in the video description. It's a great way to support the channel, doing things you are probably going to do anyway. So I'll be looking at some more Eventide pedals in the near future, so stay tuned for that. Stick around and everything like that. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/GetOffset. Please like, comment, subscribe for more content. Tell your favorite brands about us. My favorite way to support the podcast is to like, comment, and subscribe. But for everyone out there, thanks for watching. Thanks for understanding. Until next time, my name is Emily. Goodbye.